Yesterday, Modern Warfare Zombies was revealed, and I kind of watched this on my own time. I really wasn't trying to see what other people were thinking about it or get influenced in any way. And, I watched the trailer, I saw the gameplay, I heard the developers talk, and after all of that, I was kind of excited. I was like, yo, this is actually better than I thought it was going to be. What the heck? I'm actually really excited. Then I made the grave mistake of going on Twitter and hearing what the experts had to think, because apparently I held the wrong opinion, and this might be the worst thing that's happened to zombies in the history of ever, which is definitely a reaction to have to this, which honestly I don't entirely get, because I don't think anything that they showed us was really that bad, but whatever, that's what everybody was saying. And that's exactly what I want this video to be. I want to break it up into two different parts. One, why I'm actually excited for it, and then two, why I think the hate is just kind of ridiculous. It'll be timestamped so you can use it to jump to either of those parts that you're interested in. But first, why exactly am I even excited about this game mode? Well, what it really comes down to is literally last year when they announced DMZ and raids, because when I first heard that Call of Duty was getting an extraction based shooter added to the game, I was super excited, because a lot of people still to this day really like extraction based shooters. I mean, Tarkov has a huge community that really loves that game and they play a lot, and it's a really exciting game to just play and watch. And that coming to Call of Duty was already pretty cool. But obviously when DMZ actually launched, it didn't launch in the greatest state, and it kind of turned a lot of people away because of that. It's definitely got better as time gone on. I mean, the Koshka complex and Billy 21 are really cool, and a lot of other cool features that they added were really cool too, but I think it just started off a bit too slow. But really what got me really excited for the game mode more than anything, we were also going to be getting raids, and at the time I assumed that raids and DMZ were going to be tied together, but as we know today, that didn't actually happen. But now here we are today, and I think that we're finally getting a lot of what I wanted back then for DMZ now with Modern Warfare Zombies. Now obviously alone, I think that it's going to be better just having zombies instead of soldier AI. Like, it's just going to be better to fight them because they're funner and cooler. You have better enemies. I mean, we already seen the mini bosses, Mimic, Disciple, and Mangler, but on top of that we see even bigger mini bosses with the Mega Abomination. Like, that's already cooler because you have better enemies to fight, and then on top of that you have better weapons. We already seen Wonder Weapons, perks, and stuff like that already returning, so that's already really cool in my opinion. But on top of that, and what really gets me excited, is the thing we saw at the end of the trailer, that giant worm boss. And that is so cool, because now it gives you another reason to go back and play this game over and over again, and to keep looting up, because you want to go fight this giant world boss, and you can't just do that straight up. You're going to have to go in previous games and get guns, get them pack-a-punch, get the perks, get everything you need in order to fight this guy, and it gives you that extra reason to keep going back and looting up, specifically just to fight this thing. And you have to make sure you have the right stuff, because keep in mind, this is an extraction based shooter. If you die and don't exfil, you're losing everything, and that risk is so cool to me. It's the risk reward situation that is really high inside these extraction based shooters, and that's just stressed even more when you have a world boss like this, something that you're going to actually have a hard time fighting, and there's serious risk of dying while you are fighting this world boss. And I just love the idea of that. Just making the tensions higher and higher in an extraction based shooter is so freaking cool to me, and I just love the idea of that so much. And I hope as time goes on they add more and more. Maybe we could even see the return of maybe bosses we've seen in previous Zombies experience. Like, imagine the world boss all of a sudden turns out to be the giant keeper from the Rise and the Rocket, or the dragon from Garage Trophy. Like, there's so many possibilities they could do with these world bosses. I love every single one of them. But that's not really where it stops. On top of that, we already know down the road they're going to be adding in main Easter eggs, and that's another thing I'm really excited for, because it's that same stress that it's bringing into this, because of the risk of doing that Easter egg, and if you die you're going to lose all that loot, right? But on top of that, what I think is really cool is that maybe during one of these Easter eggs that we get, there's a really good piece of equipment for a specific step, and it gives you a reason for going and collecting that piece of equipment that normally you maybe not would have wanted to or didn't have to in the past, but now it gives you a reason to get that that piece of equipment. Or maybe there's a gun that's specifically really good against a boss or mini boss that you have to fight alongside that main Easter egg. Again, gives you another reason to go back into the game and just play it normal and just try to extract with that specific gun or equipment, whatever it may be. And this is what really gets me excited, because the Easter eggs, world bosses, and looting part of all this all bounce off of each other and make you want to play it more and more. And that is exactly why I'm so excited for this game mode, because I think it potentially could be really challenging and there's a lot of risk in playing this game, and I think that could make it so freaking cool. But at the end of the day, it's a wait and see. As I could hype it up as much as I want and theorize about how cool this could possibly be, but we really have to wait and see and get it in our hands to see how cool this is actually going to be. But now I want to move on to the hate I've been hearing about this game mode and why I think it's ridiculous. But to start this off, I do want to acknowledge there are some very valid concerns to be had here. A very big one is solo play. Solo play is incredibly important to almost any video game ever, but especially zombies. And right now they have really been making this sound like a co-op game exclusively. I mean, they said you could go in solo, but we all know how that normally goes in, you know, game modes like this. But unfortunately, those aren't the type of concerns I've been mainly hearing. The main concerns I've been hearing are two different ones. One is that people are just complaining because it's not round based. And the thing is, like, we've known this wasn't going to be round based for like the last 5 months because of the leaks, and it was officially confirmed back in August by Treyarch that this wasn't going to be round based. So to act surprised now that this isn't round based is weird, but fair enough. Maybe you weren't paying attention to all that stuff. But at the same time, like, duh, this isn't even Treyarch's game. Of course they're not going to make a full-fledged zombies experience, guys. They're not going to do that. That's not going to be a thing that they're going to do. And if you want round-based zombies, just wait. It's coming next year, guys. It's going to be here next year. Round-based isn't dead. This isn't all zombies going to be for the future. We're going to get it when Treyarch releases their own game. That's all you have to do. If you're not interested in extraction-based shooters or DMZ zombies, then that's fine. Just don't play it and wait till next year when we finally get round-based again. And this kind of brings me to that other concern that people have been having, and it's that people who are just hating on it because they don't get the game flow of this. And I've heard this one too many times, that people will be all like saying, what's the main point of me looting up and extracting with this loot and then saving it for later for something else? Like, brother, you're explaining what extraction-based shooters are. That's how they work. And to compare an extraction-based shooter to round-based or even objective-based is just weird because they're different. And don't get me wrong, it's fine if you don't like extraction-based shooters, and that's the reason you're hating, right? Like, obviously, if you don't like them, you know, whatever, you don't like them, that's cool. But there's people out there who just don't get extraction-based shooters, and because they don't understand it, they're hating on this game mode, and it's just dumb. You can't hate on something because you're ignorant. That is the dumbest thing you can do, literally. But either way, though, that's all I really wanted to say throughout this video. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. I know I'm probably in the minority about this, being excited and stuff, but of course, I'd still love to hear from you guys why you're excited for this game mode or why you're worried about it, because maybe I just need to hear from people who are concerned about this game mode for valid reasons. I need to hear more of their valid reasons. So definitely drop all of that down in the comment section below. Regardless, though, that's going to wrap it for me. Thank you guys all so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one.